Oftentimes, people ask me how I have time to explore Norway this much. The truth is, I barely ever take long vacations. Most of my adventures happen while I'm already traveling for work. The trips I'm calling workations, a mix of work and vacation. Whenever I travel for work, I always leave a day or two early. This buys me not only time to scout the locations for my clients, but it also buys me some time for my own little adventures. By the way, if you are new here, hello, my name is Tanya, and I work as a full-time photographer here in Norway. Many of the weddings and elopements I photograph bring me to some spectacular places in Norway, and it would have been such a shame to only go there for work. Luckily, I'm my own boss, and I intentionally build my lifestyle and business in a way where adventures and life go hand in hand. And this is why I don't really feel a need to go on long vacations. Because when you live a life filled with adventures, why would you want to have a break from it? This week, work took me to Sortland in Vesterålen, a part of Norway often referred to as Lofoten's little sister. And the locals would proudly correct you and say, Lofoten's prettier sister. But come explore it with me and let's find out how pretty this place actually is. This is my second time here in Vesterålen. When I was here last year, the days were really rainy and I didn't have a chance to explore much. And although this year I got a few windy and rainy days here too, I had a chance to explore a bit more while I was working at a wedding weekend. In this video, I'll explain how I combine work and adventures, and I will share some rules I have made for myself when it comes to successful workations. So if you are here to learn some tips and tricks, maybe you can implement some of these in your own workflow. And by the way, these rules aren't only for photographers. I believe with some adjustments, they can apply for anybody who is interested in adding more adventures into their life. Rule number 1. Arrive early. Whether I'm driving my own car or flying to Oslo and then driving a rental car, I always arrive a day or two before my actual work assignment begins. Location scouting is a big part of my photography workflow, but it is also an amazing way for me to explore new areas, find some spectacular spots, which I sometimes use for my future clients. Rule number 2. Use your mornings. Sometimes the work doesn't start until later in the day or evening. This gives me a few hours on my own, and depending on what's available in the area, I would always include an adventure or two in the little space I have available. Rule number 3. Make good meals. Although I do love the freeze-dried food and the simplicity of making it, I started spending more time intentionally making better breakfasts and dinners. This way, it is easier to stick to healthier choices and don't feel like you are compromising on something when living outdoors. Rule number 4. Always stay professional. Even though I like living this nomadic life for the big chunks of the summer, eating outside, sleeping in the car, showering in the sea, etc., I always make sure to stay professional when I am at work. And to me it means that if I'm working in a church or at a traditional wedding party, I always wear some neat wedding photographer outfit, have fresh hair and makeup. The way I choose to live during my work trips shouldn't affect my presence at work or quality of the product I deliver. And this is probably my most important rule when it comes to going on workations. Rule number 5: pack for flexibility. Norway is a country where you can't really rely on weather forecasts or simply think that if your calendar says July, then you will get some nice summer days. No. So I've got some hobbies that can be done in any kind of weather, and thus I always have something fun I can do, even on days with some shitty weather. So how does this lifestyle fit in with my full-time job as a photographer? Many of the summer weeks I travel for work, and the weeks in between I spend working from my home office. I do work long hours while editing pictures, but knowing that the next adventure is right around the corner keeps me motivated and excited, so the weeks in between fly by. Plus, I do love my job, so even the most boring tasks are less boring to me than those I had when working a 9-to-5 job. So no, I don't spend my entire life traveling, hiking and sleeping on mountaintops. There are also plenty of office weeks, deadlines, emails and editing, all the ordinary responsibilities that come with running a full-time business. But I learned that adventurous lifestyle doesn't require every single day to be an adventure. It's more about recognizing the opportunities that are already there. Arriving a little earlier. Using a free morning. Sleeping somewhere close to the trail I'm planning to hike the day after. Packing for several possibilities instead of waiting for perfect conditions. None of these things give me more hours in the day. They simply help me make better use of the hours I already have. And maybe that is the real secret. I don't separate work, travel and adventure. I let them support one another. Work gives me the reason to travel. Travel gives me new places to explore. And adventures give me energy for all the work waiting when I return home. This week brought me to Vesterålen. And when the wedding was finished, I packed up the car and continued south. And now I'm heading to Lofoten Islands. Yay! I'm so excited. Because when Lofoten is only a few hours away, it is very difficult to simply drive home. But this is a story for a future video. Until then, thank you so much for watching this one. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. Remember to click a like and write a comment if you want to support my channel. I really appreciate all your support. If you found this episode interesting, you might like another one that I will link here. See you soon. Bye!